Over the past few decades, an increasing number of marital and relationship conflicts have posed serious problems to the institution of family. In some cases, such problems have led to separations or divorces, and in other instances, therapy and family counseling has been able to resolve differences and facilitate a new and better relationship. When one spouse feels disappointed, hurt, or betrayed, it is not uncommon to see love turning into hate, healthy communication styles breaking down, and intimate relationships becoming full of anger, resentment, and bitterness. Separations and divorces affect the whole family system, and not just the spouses. Often, marital problems may leave an indelible mark on the children cut between both parents. Meet Barry, Leslie, and their daughter Ashley, Cyril, Allison, their daughter Brittany, and Victor, who is now separated from his wife and children. 3 different families, 3 different stories.
I grew up in New Zealand, brought up to the New Zealand philosophy of working to live, not living to work. Yeah, I grew up on a farm. Ironically enough, when I was older, 18 and 19, I didn't want any part of the farm.
We were very excited about starting a new life together. A certain amount of apprehension, I would say, on her part. When we originally came to Canada, we were living with my parents.
I was in my early 20s. I took off and started to travel the world. Went to London and lived in London for a year, worked in London for a year, and there I met Leslie.
I grew up in a small town in Ontario, and I had one sister, and small town life at that time was kind of a closed circle. So we went to a church and we had a very close circle of friends. So that's been really a solid way to grow up.
I never was ever without a girlfriend. The only thing that happened is when I was, I believe, 19 or 20, a girl got pregnant, and being a Roman Catholic, I was told by my pastor that, oh, you got to do the right thing, and the right thing was I had to get married, so I got married.
My wife became pregnant. It was planned, and unfortunately, a few months into her pregnancy, there was some problems developed. There was a bit of a clash.
Yeah, it was rather interesting how I met Leslie. It was in London, and I got to know this guy who said that he knew of a flat in London where there was 3 or 4 young ladies that should go over and meet them. And so I went over with a couple other guys, and we met these young ladies, took them down to a pub actually, and I spied Leslie there and was rather enchanted with her. I made it my business to get to know her better.
I guess I found it really difficult being in London because we settled in London, and I had arranged to have a job there. And I was traveling with a friend, but I found it really lonely being away from that close circle. So it was wonderful for me to meet somebody after maybe 5 or 6 months there and have a close relationship.
My first marriage lasted no more than 2 or 3 years, and I had 2 kids from that first marriage. I lived alone for a while. I lived alone for about 2 or 3 years when I came to Canada. I had lots of girlfriends, as I said, and I felt I met this girl. We get talking, and next thing you know, we had a relationship going, and she came to visit. She went home, and then she came to visit and never went back. And then we lived together for a while, and then we had a couple kids, and we eventually ended up living together for 14 years. We are still friends up to this day. Best friends now than when we were living together. Because now we don't have to take each other.
I popped the question, and decided that she would go back to Canada, and I would go back to Canada and follow her, and we'd get married over there.
I went home to Trinidad on a vacation, and I met Allison.
There's something I saw in him, and I cannot say what it is. And then, like I say, I didn't know anybody wrong. It was different because everybody stayed inside, and I'm an outgoing person. And meeting Cyril was, oh yes, I think this is my dream.
When I was young, I always loved to dance, and I guess if I had one dream, it would have been to be a skater. I knew what I liked to do. I knew I liked to be outside, and I liked to be with animals, and I liked to have close friends and know the people that I knew well. And so I don't think I had any dreams as far as career went.
I originally wanted to do medicine. I wanted to be a doctor for a long time. Flying I was always interested in flying.
I think looking back on it now, I basically unconsciously started to live my life through her without really exploring a lot of my own interests.
One day I got a phone call from her mother saying, pick Allison up at the airport tomorrow night. And that phone call troubled me because we never discussed that she was going to come to Canada.
The first year with Cyril, it was beautiful. The only problem I used to have, I don't know how to get along with kids. Now I'm up here for the 10 years. I think I learned a lot when I was separated for the 4 years. It is hard. It was hard. Cyril and I used to fight a lot.
Yeah, the first year in Canada was, I was like a kid in a toy shop. I wasn't used to the sort of things that were available here.
And I like to be in a situation a long time to trust that things are what I think they are. So I guess I was a little bit nervous, I guess, to not know this person for very long and then to get married after 9 months.
I found that a lot of the friends that I had before I moved to California really didn't fit into the picture anymore when we came back. My wife felt that people that I knew, friends that I had before we married, were not that important because they weren't her friends as well. She never felt accepted. I don't know why. I'm talking with them subsequently. They found my wife very cold.
I was quite happy. Our lifestyle was good. I got a job quite easily. Leslie had a job.